During my final years of training in anaesthesia, I was working in the intensive care department and I was having to put in vascular access, and I started doing a lot of the vascular access as ultrasound guided subclavian access, and it worked very well most of the time, but sometimes needle visibility was a major issue, and that was the moment that made me start thinking about how it could be improved. Because so many things in the world we see from a very long distance away. We use bicycle reflectors so we can see the back of bikes, or on boats there's sonar reflectors, and the Americans even put a man on the moon with retro reflectors on the moon so that they could ping light to the moon and time it to figure out how far the moon was away. Yet I couldn't see my needle literally 3 or 4 centimetres under the skin. So the idea was to use some of those technologies that were in other products to put it on a needle so we could see the needle. After I had the idea of using corner reflectors or retro reflectors, I was lucky my father-in-law put me in contact with a person who could make some very basic equipment, basically a stamp that I could stamp into needles. Didn't work so well to begin with, but after about 6 months practice I got down to the stage of being very precise, of being able to put these marks in the needle, and then through trial and error of a couple of maybe 50 or 60 prototypes was able to come up with an optimal design, at which stage I looked around for companies who would be appropriate to develop the product, and the standout company was Pajunk. Firstly, they were a family company, so they were small and approachable for me and didn't have a bureaucracy that I struck with most other companies. And secondly, they have the nanoline technology that they use to coat their needles. So it was a huge advantage because you can put the echogenic reflectors and then have their ultra-thin, smooth coating over the needle. It was an amazing experience to join up with Pajunk, have them work so much as a team and nearly family to get this product onto the market as quickly as possible. And literally from the time I met them in person to the time the product was on the market was only 12 months. As the inventor of the Sonoplex needle, it's been an amazing experience, not only at how quick the product got onto the market, but how quickly it's revolutionised how blocks are performed in the hospital I work in. It's very satisfying that there are so many studies now confirming that ultrasound-guided regional anaesthesia is the way of the future, and with time I'm sure all regional anaesthesia will be performed under ultrasound. A lot of studies have now shown the benefit of the Sonoplex needle, and what they showed was that it didn't matter what angle the Sonoplex needle was inserted, needle tip visibility was equal. And this has revolutionised the way we can do our blocks now. So no longer do you have to enter the needle in at a shallow angle, which meant entering the needle a long way from the ultrasound probe, which in turn makes it difficult to find the needle. We can now insert the needle right next to the probe, so you know you're inserting it in line, in plane, every single time the needle appears on the screen, quickly and efficiently. This obviously has major implications to the time the block takes, but also has safety. Ultimately, for the patient, they want to be comfortable and have the needle in them for the minimal amount of time, and they want the block to work so that they aren't in pain after surgery, and that's what Sonoplex is offering the patient. It's been known for a very long time that we need echogenic needles, but none of them have worked, and none of these products have been successful on the market. With the cornerstones arranged 360 degrees around the needle, it means now that the needle is highly echogenic, independent of angle of insertion, and independent of whether the needle is twisted on insertion. So the anaesthetist can see the needle, the entire block. What this enables him is to be faster, more accurate, and give a safer block to the patient. Quality is so important when patient safety is at issue, and the reason why you can be so confident every time you open a Sonoplex packet that it's in perfect condition is due to the quality of German engineering. And a visit to the Pajunk factory has made me 100% confident of their passion and ability to deliver a perfect product. We now have the complete package, so anaesthetists can have a needle for all tasks they're performing with ultrasound. There's the Sonoplex needles for the single shot, the Sono Long needles for continuous infusions. It's available in a TUI for neuroaxial techniques, and most excitingly, just recently we've released the vascular sono needle, which is going to allow safer, more precise central venous access. Also in another field, we have the radiology Chiba needle for accurate biopsy under ultrasound. All the benefits of the echogenic needle deliver a better, safer block to the patient.